Hey y'all, it's Kelly Clarkson with Wayfair, where delivery and setup are as easy as a few taps on your phone. Picture this. You're relaxing in an old hammock, scrolling Wayfair's app when you spot it. A brand new patio set. Next thing you know, Wayfair delivers it right to your patio and sets it up. Oh, you need a new grill too? All right, Wayfair's got you covered. With Wayfair's room of choice delivery and fast expert setup on qualifying orders, life gets a little easier. Visit wayfair.com or the Wayfair app.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
What one thing can you do to help ensure your entrepreneurial success? Stay tuned to find out.
Welcome.
Okay, here's the question.
You serious?
How are we dark horses? You know, the ones everyone is betting against, the ones they don't expect to win, place, or even show on the track, and they'll even laugh on us when we talk about trying. How do we show the world our greatness and triumph?
Come on.
Well, that's the question, and this podcast will give you the answers.
Let's go.
This is The Dark Horse Entrepreneur. My name is Tracy Brinkman.
And push it out.
What is up? What is up, my Dark Horse friends and family? Welcome back to your daily dose of successful entrepreneur learning. I'm your Dark Horse host, Tracy Brinkman, and you, well, that's infinitely more important. You, my friend, are a driven entrepreneur or one in the making. Either way, you're here because you're ready to start, restart, kickstart, or just start leveling up with some great marketing, personal, or business tips and results in order to build that beautiful business of yours into the empire it absolutely deserves to be. And that's why I'm here hitting you with yet another daily success episode coming to you straight from the Dark Horse HQ as we dive deep into success with actionable advice, tips, and steps designed to help you level up your game, because we already know there are no shortcuts to success except for taking those little steps towards your goal every single day. Now, before we get into today's topic, I want to make sure you keep getting these daily success tips, and because you're getting value from them, right? Yeah, right. I feel you nodding. I feel you like, yeah, I'm resonating with you, Tracy. I'm jiving with you. So if you are getting value, please go on down there and hit that subscribe button. While you're there, go ahead and leave us a 5-star review and type some kind words in the comments. That would be awesome. Heck, put some words of constructive criticism. Tell us some topics you'd like to hear about. When you take the time and you put in these subscribes, ratings, reviews, it tells those podcast platforms that, hey, I kind of dig this show. And that lifts us a little bit up in the rankings so that we can reach more driven entrepreneurs just like yourself. So again, if you're getting any value, and I hope you are, please take a moment, show the love, and help spread the word. You know, one of the cool things about being an entrepreneur is all the amazing people you get to meet and connect with. One of the bad things about it being an entrepreneur is all the people you get to connect with. I'm thinking about specifically all the emails that tend to come through. I mean, we're talking about hundreds and hundreds of them a day that come through. And, there are times when I still, to this day, and 50 plus years on this planet, I still call myself a budding entrepreneur, because sometimes you don't feel like you're completely all in. And then there's other days you're like, yeah, I'm the shit, right? And then some of your friends will tend to think that being an entrepreneur is like being your own boss, that you don't have anyone to answer to. While, let's be honest, in some ways that's true. They don't understand the fact that you really are answerable to yourself, right? 100%. And inside of that, you don't have the ability to have the same work schedule as everyone else, right? There's those crazy hours. Sometimes you're doing those late night webinars, early morning phone calls, that midday things are going on, doing all the things that drive the growth for whatever business venture you're off into. And sometimes you get so driven that you forget about little things like, relationships, your health, right? Or anything else like that, because you're so focused on trying to drive the results of your company. And, I'll be honest, I've fallen prey to that. I know I've fallen prey to being so wrapped up I give up a little bit. I'll be honest, I gave up way too much when it came to relationships, specifically around the arena of my daughters. Obviously have since fixed that, but these are the things that happen. You even give up so much where you're like, your health is falling. You're not eating the right amount. You're not sleeping the right amount. All of a sudden your body's, slapping you upside the head saying, dude, you better check yourself, because it's not just part of the process, right? You've got to keep all the spokes of your life wheel evenly balanced. Your entrepreneurial spoke is one of them, your relationship spoke, your health spoke, right? Your social spoke, and everything else like that, your spiritual spoke. So I had to come to the reality at those times that it wasn't part of the process, and I was giving up one for the benefit of the other. So in order to become a successful entrepreneur, there are a number of things that you need to keep into consideration, and it's all of those. Sometimes it's important to take a break, rejuvenate your mind, make sure your body's on par, make sure your relationships are good, in order to be able to keep going on with your journey and to be able to keep going on strong. I remember there was a song, and I can't remember the specific song, that Prince said, and inside of it, he said, "I wonder what silence looks like." And I insert a brief moment of silence there intentionally. It kind of leaves you intrigued, right? Think about it. How much time do we spend on our damn electronical devices? That's good speaking, isn't it? Between your phones, maybe your Apple Watch, or if you have, like I do, the Fitbit watch, or your laptops, or your Alexas, or your televisions. And let's take the television out of it for a minute. I mean, statistics say that we spend about half a day on our electric and digital devices, be it for work or for personal use. So I think there's probably some great benefits of doing a digital detox. Now, I know if you have an Apple nowadays, Apple will send you the report of what kind of screen time you're spending, right? So this will help gauge your digital detox. What is a digital detox? I think a digital detox is the phase of time that a person spends away from any form of digital devices. Now, I'm talking about everything here. Your phones, your laptops, your tablets, your PS4s, your PS5s, right? Now, stick with me here. I know this might not make a lot of sense on the surface, but it's very beneficial, especially for us entrepreneurs who are dreaming of making it big in the world. Here's the thing. Nothing comes easy. You're going to need your concentration. You're going to need your focus. You're going to need a lot of nurturing, which comes from self-care. And to do that, you're going to need to opt in ways for you to get your hands around the basics of good mindset care, good physical care, and to do that on a daily basis. I mean, you can't, just think about it from your business for a standpoint. You can't think, okay, I got to be successful in my business, I have to do step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4 today. And then tomorrow I have to do step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, right? I have to prospect. I have to engage. I have to pitch. I have to, sell. Then I have to deliver. And you have to do that every single day, where there are things in your body and in your mind and in your relationships and in your social circles that you should be doing regularly to keep up the health of those things, of your body, of your mind, of your relationships close, and of your social circles. Just like you have to do things on a regular basis to keep up the health of your business. Because I get it. Entrepreneurship, yeah, it's not easy. It demands a lot of you, of your patience, of your dedication, and there's only so much water in the reservoir, right? If you need more time to deal with your entrepreneurship challenges, then you're probably gonna have to steal a little bit from over here. Well, what I'm saying is you gotta balance them all out together. Now, before you say, I can't do this, right? And I know I've said it myself. But here's one of the things I did. I went to my phone and I had a little section called games. And the first thing I did was delete all those games off my phone. That saved me a shit ton of time right there. Because, there'd be 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there. Even if you're just doing the free only games, 20 minutes here, 10 minutes there, 15 more minutes there. Next thing you know, an hour is gone. Well, there's an hour I could give back to my relationships, my business, my health. And I think one of the big things here is I haven't played those games in months now. I find that my urge to grab my phone or my tablet or my laptop is a little different. If I am grabbing it, I'm usually grabbing it for a very specific purpose, to get something done. Then I get it done. Then I can shut it back off, set it aside, and chat with my wife, right? Or hang out with my daughter, or go do something else, come up here and play my drums, right? And then I'll pick up my phone a little later on, do my social media thing, put it back down, and move on. I think inside this exercise I've been going through, and I'm hoping to show it's beneficial for you, it reminded me once again, and I've done this in the past, that those quiet moments you can actually explore you, huh? What drives you? What motivates you? What pumps you up in the morning and gets you going? What is that special something in you that motivates you to do what you're doing in the first place? If you keep picking up that object, that phone, that laptop, that tablet, you can keep getting lost in the digital sphere, in the matrix, right? Where otherwise, if you take some time to detox, you can explore inside yourself, right? Without having to capture or document or prove yourself in some sort of digital means. Because here's what happens, right? If we talk about the games for a minute, we say, okay, I'll just pick this up, I'll play the 5 minutes of free stuff. Next thing you know, you're 20 minutes in. Okay, well, I got my free stuff on this one. Let me do my other game. Now you're 40 minutes in. Oh, I got one more game here. Oh, look at this ad. Oh, this is a cool game. This is brand new. Next thing you know, there's an hour just gone. It's like binge watching, right? You get on TV, I'm going to watch this episode of this. Next thing you know, it's 4 hours later and you've binge watched so much stuff that an entire season of a show has gone by. The same thing happens with social media. Now, that is all time that you could have given to more productive efforts, like your spouse, your children, your health, your spirituality, your mental acuity, right? Your mental nimbleness, right? Read a book, for damn sake. I think the key here is that you don't become so dependent on digital means that surviving without it becomes impossible. See, I've learned that the hard way, and going through this digital detox has been nothing but rewarding for me. All right, so how do you digital detox? Well, they're pretty easy. It takes 2 steps. 1, disconnect. Now, you can disconnect inside your home, but I think the first few times you disconnect, you're going to want to find a little space that is just for that, right? Maybe I don't care if it's your closet. You go in and sit in your closet for a bit with a flashlight and a book, or leave the door open and no flashlight. But the point is, you want to maybe go somewhere that's not quite associated with all the digital connections that you've been having. Heck, if you want to go to an extreme, right, you could, maybe not with the whole COVID thing going on, but, book a cabin, right? Go for a walk. Right? Go for a nature walk through the woods or whatever, and leave your phone in your pocket. Or if the weather's comfortable, go outside and sit in your backyard. Go sit on your porch with a cup of coffee in the morning. No phone. Leave your phone in the kitchen. Just sit out there, listen to the birds, listen to the cars driving by off in the distance. What unique sounds have you like, wow, I don't remember hearing that for a while. Right? It's springtime, at the time of this recording, new birds are coming back into your area. New animals are starting to do new patterns, waking up from the winter solstice and all that goodness. So listen, just hear it. Hell, listen to your heartbeat. I don't care. Listen to your hair grow, whatever. Listen to the coffee steam, listen to your mind, right? And maybe even have a little notebook and a pen, and as ideas pop up, don't jump and go to your phone and start actioning them. Write them down, right? Let these thoughts come through. That's fine. All right. Just write them down so that you can sit there and continue to relax and enjoy your coffee or whatever drink you happen to have at the time. All right. And I think step number 2 is to have a routine. Look, I get it. Being an entrepreneur, you got to stay in touch with your clients. You got to stay in touch with prospects. You got to keep reaching out. Maybe they're investors. Maybe you have employees, right? Be they VAs or full-time, whatever. It doesn't. But here's the thing. It doesn't mean that your device has to be an appendage. Your life doesn't depend on it. Okay, well, maybe it does a little bit. But instead of clinging to the devices all throughout, right? Find times and find ways to disconnect from them. Okay, during my lunch hour, I'm going to disconnect because I'm going to be with my spouse. I'm going to set that phone over there on the counter, and I'm just going to be present with her, right? Go out and do that morning routine. Go sit out there on your front porch with your cup of coffee, your glass of tea, your warm milk and cookies, whatever it is that you like. And I'm just going to listen. And maybe I have my little notebook out there and I'm going to take notes. That's fine. I'm going to listen to my head. I think the key here is these devices are tools and you want to use them when it's necessary, but ensure you don't become dependent on it and just start let it lead you around by the nostrils with blind eyes. So many of you have wanted to do the cubicle breakout or have successfully done the cubicle breakout, right? You're like, I don't want to do this 9 to 5 thing anymore. But instead you've given up and now you're doing the 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. And while I get it, I do it too. And you're hustling and you're like, I'd rather hustle 24/7 than work 9 to 5. But the thing is, don't let that eat up everything else about your life. The very things that you try to get the freedom to enjoy in the first place. Your spouse, your free time, your family, your hobbies. Right? Learn to disconnect from those electronical, like I said earlier, those digital devices and use them as the tools they are. All right, my Dark Horse friends and family, that wraps up yet another week here at the Dark Horse HQ. Hopefully you're still getting value from these episodes, and if you are, please go on down there, hit that subscribe button, drop us a 5-star rating, leave us some kind words in the reviews. As I mentioned earlier, all these subscribed ratings and reviews tell the podcast platforms to kick us up a little bit in the rankings so that we can reach more driven entrepreneurs just like yourself. So if you're getting value, take a moment, show the love, and help spread the word. And hey, come on over and join myself and a bunch of other driven entrepreneurs in the Facebook group. Go to facebook.com and put Dark Horse Tribe in that search bar. You should see us right there at the top. If for some reason you can't find us that way, go to your favorite web browser, type in darkhorseschooling.com/Dark Horse Tribe, all one word, and that should take you right there. I look forward to meeting you in the group. Come on in there and celebrate wins. Celebrate your wins. Celebrate other people's wins. Ask questions. Get them answered. Share your expertise. All right? So you get out there. You run your race. You get your results. Come on into the Facebook group. Let me hear about them. I want to celebrate them with you. Until next week, think successfully and take action. Thank you for listening to the Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast.
And you know this!
Thanks for tuning in.
Check us out at www.darkhorseschooling.com.
All right.
My name is Tracy Brinkman.